guys? Welcome back to another episode of the UBOF podcast. Abraham here.
And I'm Julissa, and we have a special guest today. Could you please introduce yourself?
A very, very special guest, Veronica, Vero,
AKA Vero. Or if you're my college professor, Vero is the way to go.
Vero?
Yeah, he was really big on pronouncing people's like authentic names. And so he heard us calling Vero, and I don't know how in his mind that sounded like Vero.
Well, he speaks Russian, and so I just think his tongue got Vero.
Yeah, actually that makes sense.
Wait, is that your name?
No, what do you mean?
What's your name?
Veronica.
I thought it was Vero.
You thought that was like my legal name?
Yeah.
God bless. No.
Wait, what do you mean? She just said Veronica. She just introduced herself.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He was surprised to find out that was my real name.
Oh.
The more you know.
Have you ever heard of anyone's real name being
Vero?
Vero.
Vero Lote. Paleta.
You know, most hosts do research into their guests, but
I did.
She did all the research.
I did. And well, there was not much to research because I think I know everything. So
yeah.
Even trying to figure out what we were going to talk about today.
We should do a best friend test.
That would be scary for me, but
no, why?
Because we've been over this. You know me so well. I have the memory of a peanut. I love you with all my heart, but could not tell you anything about yourself.
No. Hey, okay, to be fair, Abraham.
That's funny.
When we had my bridal shower, no one really knew me. Let's just be honest. I just changed too much, too fast. There's hair on my face.
You're a very picky girl. So I think it's hard to know your tastes because they're just so specific.
I'm picky, but I married Randy. But
yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that. I clearly don't know you because I was like, this man's not going to last.
Oh my God.
And here I am now like, hi, Randy.
No, seriously. So everybody who's listening, Veronica's my best friend. I met her in 2017 in college at Benedictine University in Lisle. You guys already know Abraham and I have been lifelong friends, but I like to merge my friends. So Veronica and Abraham do know each other. Apparently not enough for Abraham to know her name is Veronica, though. But there's that. All right. Do you remember when you met Abraham?
I was thinking about this. No.
What?
I don't. I do
someone
not.
talking in the background?
It's...
Sorry.
Oh. What? Oh, Randy's in a meeting, I think.
Here.
Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
No, I was thinking about this, and no. I could not for the life of me remember the first time I met Abraham. I don't know why. I mean, maybe he just didn't stick out to me. That's my only answer. But I just feel like you have introduced me to so many people that it's very rare for me to remember the exact day and moment I met them, unless it's like I met them during a very crazy incident, day, event. If not, they all kind of blur together. You know this. You have introduced me to people, and I'll see them again, and I'm like, it's so nice to meet you. And you're like, you've already met them. Like, oh.
I know, right. And it's not fair for me to assume you'll remember literally everybody. But
Abraham, do you remember the first time we met?
No, probably like at church, huh?
No.
It wasn't a church?
What?
I think it was when we went paintball to play paintball.
No, I didn't go with her.
You didn't go at the time that she went? Was it? No, you did. Because didn't you go the day that Lala got hit on the hand and she was crying? And then you got hit on the head. Mario shot her on the head and she had a big like bola. You weren't there?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't think I remember Lala getting hit on the hand.
Damn.
No, because that time was with your ex-boyfriend.
Was it?
Yeah.
And the time I went was not with your ex-boyfriend.
It was with Randy.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And you've only been with us once?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I would never go again. Yes. Thank you for asking.
Oh, me either. We went through like a little era where we did it a lot. No.
Why'd you do it a lot then?
Well, because it was like new for like the friend group, but
it didn't hurt that bad.
Are you kidding me? The first time we ever went, Martin shot me from 2 feet away.
He did that on purpose.
I've been traumatized since.
I remember that. He did that on purpose.
He took the sock off of the gun when he wasn't supposed to. And he tested it with me standing right there. So imagine, they had just said, do not take the sock off until we are like behind the cage. takes it off, and like I'm over here just like making sure mine's not off, and I feel a huge like literal shotgun at my leg, and I screamed so loud, and Vicky was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Someone hit me!" And no one believed me, and Martin was over there like this.
Hell no.
Ghost face. Me traumé.
Martin has some explaining to do because that seems very premeditated. Don't make no sense to me. It's a great bonding experience, I think. You know, I definitely got to know Mario very well after he shot me in the head. So it's great. I just would never do it again. It's way too painful.
It was really bad. And I will not do it again either, especially because every time that we went, it was cold out already.
That makes it hurt worse.
Yeah, you think
stings.
And you think it's good because you get to bundle up, but it still hurts.
I'm trying to think of when we went. It was kind of chilly.
You were wearing literally like leggings and a sweater.
Yeah, it was not enough. Clearly. Oh no, thank you.
Because you got hit on the head. The one spot that wasn't protected, and ever since then we've made fun of her coconut head.
Well, because I don't know, again, to this day, I don't understand how Mario did it. You have like your face covering, but he somehow managed to like get the bullet to go like right under the helmet.
Le salió un chichote, bro.
Oh my God. No.
That's funny.
That's what this big old forehead's good for. I'm protected.
I also feel, you know Mario.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feel, look, because we didn't see him hit her. But she was like, someone hit me on the head. And then Mario was like, oh, I feel like I hit someone on the head. You really think Mario has that good of like...
No, and you know what I just remembered? I just remembered something too. I remember why I was like, what the heck? I was already out. So I had already gotten shot. And so I was getting up from my hiding spot. And I was like, I'm out. Boom. And I was like, someone shot me as I was like surrendering, saying I was out. And then sure enough, Mario was like, oh, I didn't hear you say you were out.
I just don't, now that I think of it, I just don't believe that
So you
that's
don't think it was Mario?
No. Do you?
I don't know. I mean, if you're just shooting randomly, one's about to go to the head.
It was a lucky, unlucky shot for Mario, I think.
Bruh, I just feel like he
won.
won.
He's just trying to be cool. Like, yeah, I shot her in the head.
Yeah, literally.
That's what I was aiming for, yeah.
I did that on purpose.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Anyway, to continue, or actually to begin today's conversation, because we might get a little serious today. I don't know what Veronica's gonna spill today, but it's one of those episodes. Like, it's a confession episode. I'm kidding. Before we continue before we dive into the serious talk, we're going to play a little game that we played last week. If you haven't watched last episode, you need to, because I brought in 4 drinks that Abraham had to blindly guess. And now he brought 5 drinks that Veronica and I are both going to blindly take it away.
Blindly guess. And I already am like, not that it's a partner game, but I mean, we're best friends, so it's partner game. But I'm at a disadvantage here because my partner's taste buds, don't work.
You need to listen to last episode because Abraham says he does not give a crap. He's like, nobody cares about your medical condition.
No, that's hard.
Yeah.
We're going to get serious in this podcast, but that's so hard.
It is. So he's going to put the drinks here. All right, we're back. So these are the drinks. And what were you saying before we got rudely interrupted? Oh, yeah. No, I was saying, Abraham says he doesn't care about my medical condition, and it is a serious condition.
Abraham doesn't know what he's talking about.
You heard that, Abraham?
I'm not a doctor.
You heard it here first.
But no one cares.
Do you have anything to say about these drinks? Because they can literally see what they are. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see.
Forget what I got. I mean, they're pretty common drinks.
You see, he keeps saying that, but that almost makes me more worried.
Condiments!
Or things to use pickle things.
Abraham. Wait, what's Abraham's last name? We clearly don't know each other well.
Vargas.
Oh God, I'm sorry, buddy. Abraham Vargas. If I drink pickle juice today, count your days on this earth. Count your days on this earth. That is vile.
Okay. I want to go first because I don't. So we're both going to taste it and then we'll both guess together. Okay. So we'll start with this one, yeah?
Okay.
Not trying to drop anything. Is the thing in whatever?
Yeah, it's inside. Don't look at the color, cheater.
I know what that is.
No, you don't.
Should I
100% know what that is.
Same one? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I know what that is too.
Okay, I just need one more taste just to make sure.
You know, chased all of them?
No.
I'm going to forget. Are you going to forget? I'm going to forget, like, wait, what was number 1 again?
Oh, okay. So you guys want to take a guess?
Yeah, we'll take a guess.
But you want to take another sip? Oh, I shouldn't be looking at the color.
But what if you guess and then
Something else is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then I come and change it. Okay, so I won't cheat, but Veronica, what do you think it is?
Oh, you want me to say?
Yeah.
I think it's Coke.
Okay, I think it's Coke or Pepsi, but I am also leaning towards.
That does matter, doesn't it?
It does matter, but I think it's Coke.
Wait, now that you said Pepsi, I need another sip.
Okay, go.
If we're being serious here.
I still think it's
What
Coke.
if I told you they're all Coke?
Okay, it's Coke.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right.
All right,
Is that
what's
your final answer? No,
Yeah.
just go to the next one.
Okay,
And we'll come back.
I have to remember not to look at the color of the soda because that does matter.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
That one's interesting.
This is where my taste buds fail me because if it's not something that I've tasted with my new taste buds, then I have not acquired like
What the heck?
a learning
It's not
to
in
it.
your inventory.
Exactly. It's not in
In
my
your new inventory.
Exactly.
It's not in your brain yet.
So let's say that it's like the most random thing, like a peach soda. I will be like, what the heck is that? Because I haven't learned it.
I also just think that we underestimate the importance of like seeing it. It really does
yeah,
affect
yeah.
what you think it tastes like and smell too. I mean, I went over right now to take a sip and I was like, I can smell it already. And I thought it was going to taste like something else. And
It didn't?
I'm confused. I need another sip.
Okay, so do I. Hold on. Oh. Bro, I do not know what that is.
I was going to say something, but it would give it away.
I feel
think
like
I know what it is.
I think I know too.
After that, it's always the second sip that I'm like, I got it.
But let me tell you why I think I know what it is. Because I know Abraham.
Oh, my God.
Wait, can I hear what you think it is first?
I think it's Mountain Dew.
Oh.
What the heck?
Wait, what do you think it was?
Jesus
What
Christ.
were you going to say?
Oh my God. I swear, if you get it right, the one whose taste buds are all screwed up and I'm over here so off, whatever. I thought it was Fanta.
What flavor Fanta? Because that's what I feel would have helped me to. Okay, let me just preface this by saying I think it's Mountain Dew because I don't think Mountain Dew has a specific. What is it? Lime? Mountain Dew typically?
I don't know.
I don't know, but if it were Fanta, I would have picked up on what it was.
And I don't know if what I'm smelling is from the soda that we're tasting or I'm just smelling another soda that's next to it because
So what flavor?
I thought it was the original Fanta,
What's the original Fanta?
the orange one.
Oh, that's not orange
That's
Fanta.
original?
How is that not original?
No, don't listen to me.
If you're one of those weird people that drink a different flavored Fanta, then that's
Wait,
your
orange,
original.
She's right.
Orange is the worst flavor, though,
Yes, but it's the original.
I
one.
agree.
I guess.
That is not
Makes
orange
sense.
Fanta. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not orange
I
Fanta.
think you're right. I think that. I think that I know nothing.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the. Wait, I literally cannot lock in an answer, but so I'm gonna
Okay,
go with
let's
Mountain
go.
Dew. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm just so. Yeah, I think I know what that is. Yep. I think I know what that is.
I'm back to familiar territory. I can't do that, cheater.
I think we're going to discover on this podcast that I'm the one with the bad taste buds.
No.
I don't know what the heck that is.
You don't?
No.
Then I'm gonna have you
I'm
guess
just
first.
second
Otherwise,
guessing.
no,
Hold on.
I know what it is. And it's not. Look, the only reason why I feel like I know what this is, and I could look like a fool to you guys who are watching, but I think I know because I've had to learn how to read taste. That's why. Okay.
You know what? I think it's because I haven't been given a palate cleanser that everything's starting to
You
merge
have
a
a
little
water
bit.
right there.
This water is not a palate cleanser.
What do you want me to bring out? Ginger?
Yeah, you know how like at perfume shops they have the coffee
coffee.
beans? Yeah, I need my
At
coffee
the
beans.
sushi, they have the ginger.
The ginger, exactly.
Girl, do you have a guess or
Yeah,
no?
I was gonna say Diet Coke.
And I think it's Pepsi.
Good guesses.
If that's not diet, I'm really messed up because I swear that tasted like diet something to
And
me.
I'm gonna stand and die on this hill and say that is not a diet. It is just a regular Pepsi.
I'm so scared. The rest of the podcast, I'm just gonna be like,
I know
broken.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4. I can't look because they're clear straws.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Oh, well, ooh, that's like that. I'm not picking up a flavor.
Yeah, but that's the flavor.
It tastes like booty.
Wait, how you know what that tastes like?
No,
I need another sip.
me too. Hold on, I can't look.
I don't think I've had this one.
You haven't. You're just trying to trick us.
I'm
No, I don't
thinking,
think I have had this one.
well, I'll hold my thoughts still. You take yours.
Dude, I at least want to pick up on a flavor, bro. That's giving nothing.
What do you mean? What does it taste like?
It tastes like a cleaning product.
What?
Well, I think I'm picking up cherry, like something. Oh, maybe not. I mean, did I say cherry? Not cherry. I feel like it's like a jarrito. I don't know what flavor I thought it was. I don't even think jarrito has cherry flavor, but it's like a jarrito something.
You just exposed it because if it is a jarrito, I know exactly which one it is.
Which one is it?
The tamarind one.
That's what I meant when I said cherry.
Okay.
Tamarind.
It's tamarindo jarrito or
But if that's the tamarind one, man, our eyes really do deceive us because that does not taste like the tamarind one. I know the taste of my childhood.
no. If
Or
that's
do
a
I?
jarrito, it needs to be the tamarind one. Tamarind one because it's not piña, it's not lime because I would enjoy that more. And then it's not anything cherry because cherry is actually something that my palate can't handle.
Or like, doesn't jarrito have like that fruit punch flavor? It's
The tutti
something
frutti.
red.
Yes, red
It's
40.
something red. Oh
It
yeah,
is a
yeah,
red
yeah,
40,
yeah.
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 No, so I can also taste red 40, so that's not.
Again, I say that you think, but
But I think this soda is clear though.
It's clear?
I think so.
why do you believe him? We're being set up to fail here. Stand by your guts, because you know what this game also comes down to? How much do you believe in yourself? Because the minute you said that it was Mountain Dew, I was like, oh, maybe it's not Fanta. I don't.
Well, that's true, but I also trust you. So if she thinks this is a jarrito, I think it's a tamarind one. But if she had not said that, I had no
I know what you guys are
idea.
doing. Because I said there's a bottle.
No, she is. I forgot about
And
that.
that one's higher than the rest.
I can still push it. Oh.
I can. Oh,
Bro, I had not. Let me tell you guys,
Now the bottle's in your head.
I didn't remember that. Maybe Veronica did because she's very, ¿cómo se dice? Tactical, but I'm not, bro.
I did. I was like,
I
it tastes
just
like
live
jarrito, and there's a bottle somewhere in
So
there.
what's your final answer?
Tamarind jarrito.
Mine's the tutti frutti jarrito.
There's no freaking way. I just disagree with everything that like we disagree on. Other than these, I disagree.
Oh, we have to make it interesting. I'm not going to be like whatever she says.
Okay, last one.
Your people are going to be leaving
I've
comments.
never had this one
lame.
in my life. And I forgot what flavor it is. Let me spin it around.
Yummy.
Bro, this is disgusting. Huh? You can see it? Ew.
You might have to push it down a little bit.
Isn't
that is vile.
Wait, Abraham, I think I tipped it over.
No, you didn't.
Abraham, did you melt a candle and just give it to us to drink?
I just
Because
went
that
to the store and
is
got it.
nasty.
But
In
you
the
said
fridge.
that these were things that we've had.
Except for this one. I said maybe. I said these are things you never had.
I have not ever had that. Well, not with my new taste, and I hate it.
Yeah, I've never seen them before.
What are you tasting
It's a
though?
curveball.
Hold on, I don't know.
Because I'm tasting something. I don't know what that would be in a drink.
If you can guess one flavor of it, you'll get the point.
Oh, okay. I like this challenge. I feel like I'm tasting vanilla or cinnamon. Okay, I don't think I'm getting a point based on Abraham's face.
I'm tasting herbs. Like I'm tasting an herb. Like that's
Oh,
not.
well, by that logic,
it's
I'm
not
tasting
fruity.
carbonation.
No. What do you mean?
Herbs is such a vague.
I know.
That could be anything.
No, because listen.
You just want the point.
Tasting the fruit.
No, listen. I don't taste fruit. I don't taste citrus. I taste herb, and I have no idea what this means.
Herb.
Like
Like cilantro?
oregano.
No manches, no es un caldo.
Es un caldo carbonia. What? How do you say it? Carbonado. Encarbonado.
Bro, it's like you said something
Me
else.
laughing while I don't know how to say it either.
No, okay. Honestly, no guess for this. What do you have to say?
Well, if we're going with ingredients, I'm gonna go with vanilla and cinnamon, and hope that it has vanilla or cinnamon.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't.
I'm gonna do one more taste. Hold on.
I don't think so.
No. What do you mean you don't think
There's a
so?
specific, it's called something specifically.
Ugh. No, I hate it. Ugh. I'm not tasting that again. I'd rather take the L. Okay, so those are our final votes. Did you even remember what we said?
Yeah.
Okay, can you
So
start?
I said Coke.
I said Coke.
I'm gonna stick with my Fanta.
What did I
I'm
say?
gonna die on that hill too.
Said Mountain Dew.
Okay. What?
Diet Coke. I
You
think
said
I
Diet
said.
Coke. You
Yeah.
said Pepsi.
Uh-huh.
My jarrito tutti frutti
Tamarindo, I said.
and my vanilla and cinnamon.
Sorry.
I guess.
And I said nothing. Okay, Bram, tell us what they are.
Well, you don't want to turn it around? Or take it out?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Let's
Drum roll.
Drum roll,
button.
please.
First one is Coke.
Here ya.
Good old Coke.
You guys both get a point, right?
Yeah, we both get a point. And then for this
Second
one,
Oh, that's gonna be good.
You said Mountain Dew. You said
Fanta. Original. OG.
Mountain Dew.
I'm broken.
Baja Blast.
Blast.
So I don't know if that counts.
You know what?
Because you said Mountain Dew.
It was stacked against me because I've never had Baja
Oh, you never had
Blast.
Baja Blast?
You've never had Baja Blast? It's like Taco Bell's thing.
I have had Taco Bell like once in my life.
You know what? Let me tell you guys something. This test has proven time and time again that no human needs to drink soda because you don't even know what you're tasting until you see it. It's such a placebo. Like, okay, sorry.
Third one.
Okay, what
Said
did we get?
Pepsi, and she said Diet Coke.
Pepsi.
I'm broken.
Dude,
Dude, that tasted like diet.
I'm getting these. That did not taste like diet.
You know what? This is either proving that my taste buds are broken or I don't know how to brush my teeth well because I don't know why I'm tasting what I'm tasting today.
Okay.
Fourth one.
What did you-
said? You guys said
We both said jarrito,
Jarritos.
but different flavors.
Tamarindo, I said. And what did you say? Tutti Frutti.
Yeah.
Canada Dry Cranberry.
For the holiday season.
Interesting. Hold on. And I rated this really high in one of our episodes.
And it's red.
Is it red? Can you pour some out?
Look, yeah, I can see it on the. Look.
Yeah, it is red, but hold on. Does it have red 40 in it? But maybe it doesn't have red 40. It has red 40.
I told you.
Wow.
I know. I could taste the red at least.
I indeed cannot taste red 40. That has been
It was
a lie.
giving me like cherry vibes.
That makes sense. Well, it is
Okay,
cranberry.
we have to know what this last one is.
What did you say it was?
I just said vanilla and cinnamon, and
And
you
I
gave
said-
your
I
ever
said-
specific herbs.
I said oregano. What? Spicy
Oh.
ginger soda? Oh,
Whoa!
so I'm kind of right.
So that was my palate cleanser at
What
the
was
end.
it? I don't taste it.
Bro, that's disgusting.
That was the worst one. You look at it and grab that one.
It literally tasted so
No,
bad.
but that's crazy though that I could sip on that and think it's vanilla and cinnamon. I thought the nastiness we were tasting was just like really strong cinnamon.
No, girl.
You guys didn't like it?
No, it tasted
I
horrible.
can see why you said vanilla.
I also think we had 4 very sweet sodas and then we
Yeah.
ended with that one that we were like, what is this?
Okay, you guys continue this conversation while I put this away. I just want to preface. No, I just want to
Yeah.
end this by saying I win.
Which one was your favorite?
I feel like I'm too confused to have a favorite. Genuinely,
The Coke.
the Coke would, yeah, because the Coke was the only one that I felt comfort. Like I know what you are.
I am convinced that sodas are a hype, an overhype. I did not enjoy any of them, and I will probably not be drinking soda anymore because there's, girl, like the fact that let's say that we were Coke lovers for real, and we were like, that could be Coke or Pepsi. Like it means we don't like it enough, in my opinion.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know if I'd agree with you only because I love coffee. And if you gave me a coffee test and I couldn't tell the difference between Dunkin' and another one, I still love Dunkin'. It just, I can't really differentiate it between Folgers. I don't know.
You see, and that to me, well, it's because you will still, well, if we're on the coffee topic, you'll still drink Starbucks. You'll drink other coffees. You're not like those people that are like, no, Starbucks is disgusting. And then some people think that Dunkin' is pure water.
Yeah.
You like find something you enjoy.
I don't discriminate, you know? Just hot me up on some caffeine and
Well,
we'll be
I
fine.
do discriminate. And those were all nasty. And Abraham got 2 out of 2 last time.
I didn't.
How many did you get right?
3 out of 3.
4
So
for 4.
you're a liar. So in ratio,
Yeah.
we kind of tied.
And frankly, I mean, you got that last one was incredibly difficult. You gave him things that he had already tried.
Yeah. What the heck is that? This.
It's not that bad.
Anyway.
Could have got your ranch soda.
He could have.
It should have.
He could have got us ranch soda. All right. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and get to know Veronica a little bit more because Abraham doesn't know her.
Clearly.
And I just want to ask you, friend, how are you feeling today?
Wow. I mean, that's just such a deep question. I don't even know where to start. I'm doing great. I was very excited for today. And I also was, aside from thinking of when I met Abraham, I was like, I'm going to have my first full real conversation with Abraham today. How exciting. How very exciting.
If he does speak at all.
I would hope
I'm more
so
of a
on his
listener.
podcast.
Yeah, he is more of a listener.
Fair enough. But I think if there ever is a setting to hear Abraham talk, I would hope it would be his podcast.
Exactly. And if there were such a thing as an ad lib for conversations rather than an ad lib for music, that's what Abraham does.
You lost me.
So whenever you, like in a song, an ad lib is like the extra like, hey, oh, like in rap.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Like-
in a conversation, that's Abraham.
Yeah. He's the
That's funny.
ad libber.
Yeah.
All right. No, but seriously.
I'm like, wow, what a compliment.
How are you feeling today, Abraham? How was your week?
Good. Yeah.
Did you have fun yesterday? Abraham and I went to a
Yesterday?
graduation party yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun catching up with Eric
Oh, that's it?
specifically.
How rude.
Not you,
I was there
Julissa.
too.
You could care less.
Barely.
Anyway, since Abraham is going to be a jerk, I want to ask you, and I didn't even tell you I was going to ask her this, but I want you to tell us one fun fact about yourself as a child, just something that either I don't know or maybe I do know. And you're going to tell me and Abraham a fun fact about you as an adult.
Okay. So I thought about this long and hard, and it's difficult. I talked to my boyfriend, and I was like, quick, what's fun about me? And he said something so obscure, like I can't even say it to the podcast because it's such a random, and I'm like, that's like the first thing you thought of? I'm like, what else? And he's like, that I don't know. And so he was useless. Surprise, surprise.
As usual.
Okay, my fun fact as a child technically still applies to me as an adult, and it's
Period.
not, it's something you already know, but I think it's an interesting fact.
I know what she's going to say.
Oh, well, let's see. No, let's see. This is interesting. What do you think I'm going to say?
Is it that you read a book every day
No.
for a year?
No, but I knew that that's what you
Damn.
thought I was going to say.
Yeah, did you know? Well, you didn't know
No,
that.
I wouldn't know that.
I did.
How old were
Can
you?
name all of them?
But I wasn't a child. I was like in high school.
Who cares? Still, like that's crazy. She read a book a day in high
For
school.
a year. I was a big reader growing up, and I was like in my prime.
She
And
can-
clearly had no life.
She can read everything except people.
Very true. And sodas, apparently. But yeah, I read a book a day a year. Shout out to my high school librarian, Molly. She supplied me very well. She would actually ask other libraries to ship in books for me because at a certain
dang.
point I had read, it wasn't a big library at my high school. So I had read almost everything that was like there. And so she would start shipping books in for me. Did it for a year. And I was like, all right, well, that was fun. I'm done.
You're like,
Do you have a favorite that you read?
I don't have favorites. I always say like, and you know probably which one I'm going to say. The one that I always recommend to everyone is Tuesdays with Maury.
oh, I did not know that.
I've said this time and time again.
I thought you were going to say Pride and Prejudice.
No, I wouldn't recommend that to people. I think that's like a dense book that can be boring if you don't like that style of writing. So I'm just like Tuesdays with Maury. It's like a smaller book. It's based on a true story about a guy who gets in touch with this college professor who's dying of ALS. And he gives him like life lessons. And he ended up writing a book about all the lessons that his professor taught him. And it was beautiful. Highly recommend.
Now we have to read it. Because Abraham and I are always looking for new reads. But that's how I know that I don't think we've talked about this, friend.
Yeah, that's always my like go-to when someone's like, oh, what's your favorite? I'm like, it's not necessarily my favorite because I don't have one, but it's my like top recommended because it's a small book. It's not dense, but it's so impactful. I love it. And it's based on a true story.
Do you own it?
I do own a copy, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dang. I'm a big advocate to like of not sharing your books just because people either don't actually read them. Because if you're a reader, I feel like you'll go and get it, in my opinion. And I also, giving you my book is like, it's going to hurt if I don't get it back, in my opinion. So I won't ask you for it.
I loan mine out. I loan mine out just because I don't think I think most people nowadays, when you recommend a book and you tell them you have it, they're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Like I'll have to look into it. So I think that if someone is brave enough to ask me like, oh, could I borrow yours? I'd be like, sure. Like it doesn't hold a sentimental value. I got it at Barnes and Noble. Like I got it at thrift books. It doesn't matter to me if you give it back to me or not. Like I just go buy another one if I really want to reread it.
Okay, period. So can I borrow your book?
You can borrow my book, absolutely.
Especially if it's a short read. I should finish it fast.
It's a short read, and I really do think you'd enjoy it.
So then, okay. What is the fun fact that you were going to share?
My fun fact was that I can't burp, which is so funny given that we just drank so much carbonation. Thank you for the pain I'm going to experience later.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That's why I'm like, it's not really a childhood, like, fun fact as a child. It's like, I discovered that as a child, and I was like, it hurts, please. And my mom was like, you just need a burp. And I have since discovered it's a condition. It's a condition, like you're born without the ability to burp. You can either get surgery for it.
Or fart.
Or, no, I can fart. It's got to come out some way.
Come out some way.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be dead by now. Can you imagine?
Would you rather? Never mind, we won't go down that route.
Would I rather not be able to burp or not be able to fart? No, I'm fine the way that I am. I like to fart. There's something so satisfying about a fart. Granted, it looks like there's something so satisfying about burping. And I always say, like, when I see someone burp, I'm like, damn, that looks just so comfy. Like, you let that gas out.
But don't you think that burps are just even more disgusting? Like a fart, you expect it to smell bad. A burp, you know, you don't think it's going to smell great, but there are some burps that are so disgusting.
Wow.
So putrid. Like the one that Luis blew in my face like 7 years ago after he ate an El Pastor torta. An Al Pastor torta.
Okay, I'm going into details.
I'm going into detail because can you imagine the smell of
He's listening,
I guess not decaying, but of digestive pork, cerdo, and it comes out of your mouth, brother. Traumatized to this day.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about burps that I'm just like, that is kind of gross. Like a fart, you can like, man, you can blow one and like walk away and like you walk away from that smell. But like a burp, it's in your mouth.
Exactly. And not only that, but you expect a fart to smell bad. Like a fart's never going to smell good. But a burp could be just like, okay, a little bit of gas, or it could be vile. And that's just gross that's coming out of your mouth. Keep it for your booty hole, please. Anyway.
But that was my fun fact as a child.
Okay, so then what's a fun fact about you as an adult, unless you had the same one?
No. I mean, as an adult, my fun fact was that I still watch all of like the Disney princess movies as they come out. Like I'm an avid person who like, when they do the live action movies, even though I know they're going to be awful, I'm just like, oh my God, it's a princess movie. Like I got to go watch it, you know, at the very least. So I know what, like, I want to be a part of the critique, you know, and I'm that person to be there at every single movie for all these new princesses. So
you also just love movies.
I do. I think. I don't know. You say love like with such enthusiasm that I'm like, I don't know if I'm that passionate about it.
She's good at watching movies as opposed to me. Like
good at watching movies.
You watched a lot of movies.
I don't see. It's all relative. I don't think I've watched a lot of movies. I think you've watched very few movies for the average person. So to you, I seem like someone who has watched so many. And it's like, no, I'm normal.
Have you watched a lot of movies, Abraham?
Being younger.
Okay, so like both of you name like a really good movie because we're pretty much in the same age group. I mean, Abraham's a little bit older, but name a movie and I want to see if you guys both know it because I probably won't.
Like a classic movie we think everyone should have watched by now?
Yeah, like Step Brothers. I know you've both watched that.
Step Brothers, that a classic
I have
movie.
watched Step Brothers, but I'll be honest, I only watched that because of my boyfriend. That was recent.
Yeah, that had to be recent.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, huh?
I'm like,
probably
comedy
my
like
favorite
that
movie.
is not my
Not yours?
go-to.
Damn.
No.
She likes The Office.
That's
You
cringe.
don't like The Office?
No.
Randy loves The Office.
Okay.
Although, you know what? I'm not going to fault you for it because I still distinctively remember watching my first episode of The Office. An aunt of mine was watching and I was like, what the hell is this show?
What the heck?
What the heck? Like, this is weird. And then I didn't watch it. And this was like when it was live and running. And I didn't get into The Office until it had actually finished airing. And then I went back and I was like, wait, okay, it's an acquired taste. And then you get a couple episodes in and you start understanding the weird humor that it has. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is funny now. So when people say like, oh, I don't like it, I watched it and like, it just was like awkward or cringy. I'm like, I know what you mean. I just got lucky and I gave it a second chance and it worked.
So then you need to give it a second chance.
I mean, I think it's funny. It's just not my kind. Like, I'm not a show person. I can't just sit there and watch 30 minutes and then 30 minutes.
You know, this is a really good point. I would much rather watch a movie than start a TV show.
Really?
And I think that that's maybe where you make a point that I love movies, because to me, TV shows, like, good luck keeping my attention for that long.
Yeah.
That's true. I agree though. Like, good luck. I also am the type of person that it's hard to be into a TV show, but it's really hard for me to get into a movie. Just anything that isn't a YouTube video is like, no.
She's a zoomer.
I was going to say, that is your generation, our generation, your generation,
tablet
our
kid.
generation. Yeah, literally showing.
I know.
You have the attention span of a peanut.
I do. I need a what?
You need like fast paced action.
Yeah, I do.
Like boom, boom, boom.
I need to know what's going to happen.
Show? Like people,
Coco Melon?
Yeah, that's what you need.
Need
But for adults.
You're very impatient.
Dude, I am to the point where, have you guys, this is so bad. Have you guys discovered that feature on TikTok where you can speed the videos?
Yeah.
I have not watched a single TikTok since then unsped.
Really?
Yes.
That's very scary.
Yes.
You should not do that.
I know. And
You are literally decreasing your attention. Like you're training your brain
I
to
know.
not. I'm going to be talking to you one day and you're going to be like, huh? And like I stop listening. I'm
No.
like, dude, I talked for like 5 seconds.
And it's really bad because it makes me the type of person that, like, when anyone who is having a long-winded conversation with me, I'm just like, what's your point? Get to the point.
Get to the point.
And it's really rude because why am I like this? And it's usually the people that are the nicest to me, like my mom and Randy.
No, Randy never gets to the point. I will say, Randy, even I'm just like, where is this
rambles on.
going?
He says, like, he just doesn't speak much. And when he does, he doesn't know what he's saying. So I'm just like, but I can't say things like that, like get to the point, because my mom will be like, you know the way they see nada. but Randy, he already talks so little that if I do that to him, he's just going to be like, okay, well, if you don't want to listen to me, and then I'm going to feel so sad.
You're kinder than I am.
No. Roy just be talking.
No, they be talking. And he doesn't talk a lot either. But I'm just like, let me show you that if you're not going to talk often, make sure that when you're going to talk, it's concise and you're saying something.
And it's worth my time.
Exactly. It just, I talk a lot, but everything that I say has a point. It's wonderful. Like
value.
It has value. Not Abraham, just
it's edifying. You will leave this conversation a better person.
With book recommendations. I mean, knowing my full name, my full legal name.
The way that we were trained in school, it'll have citations.
Yeah, MLA format and everything.
Every time.
We'll have boys are just like, and then the what was he called? And I'm just like,
and then we'll be like, according to who? According to who? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
And the thing is when you tell these guys like, what's the point? Then they're just like, this is what I was trying to say. And it's like, okay, so then say that. Like you had it. You
like,
had it.
Start with that so that I know what I'm collecting evidence for right now, because you said a whole bunch of nothing.
But no, don't watch your video sped up. I know you're going to keep doing it, but you really shouldn't.
Honestly, I should just get off TikTok. That's what I should do. Be quiet. Says the guy who sends me 10 TikToks a day.
No, you. Last time I opened my phone, 15 freaking TikToks. And they were like all in within like 5 seconds.
Abraham, what's like your number one thing right now on your For You page?
Peso Pluma.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know that. What about you?
I have a lot of I get a lot of funny kids, babies videos, like tripping, falling, laughing. Yeah. Children bring me joy. I can say that. I'm a girl. I'm a lady. It's not creepy. It's creepy when a guy says it, but I'm just like, children bring me joy. And I love seeing a baby just laugh for no reason and like the parents are having the time of their life. I'm like, oh, this world is pure.
I just wish I could relate. But I am such a Grinch when it comes to kids, except for yesterday. Yesterday I held the baby and I was happy about it. But typically I'm just like,
not happy.
He wasn't. I'm like, get your kid away from me.
Well, no, you mean that's in person. I get that. Like I get to watch it through my screen of like, okay, I'm done listening to you now. Swipe.
She can leave whenever.
Yeah. Can you imagine like a kid there like for a solid hour? Like, you want to play with me? I'm like, no, I really don't.
No.
But you look cute. So like go over there and I can just watch you like play.
From afar.
From afar. So
I agree.
I get it.
One point that I wanted to make, or something that I wanted to mention that's really bad about TikTok right now that I've noticed, and I know it's not just me, I know people relate. So the reason that I sent you so many videos at once is because I have my moments where I'm not on TikTok all day, but the moment that I am, just like funny things come up one after another. So that's my chance to spam my friends. And typically it's not you, because I want to send you ones that are quality over quantity, because she won't watch them.
No, I won't.
And you like spam me. So I'm like, you give me the open door to spam you back.
Yep.
But this is one thing that I think is really horrible about TikTok and about the age that we live in right now. Very passionate about this. Bro, in 1 second, yesterday, I was watching a video of a family who their baby girl was in the hospital, which she couldn't have been older than 2 years old, passed away. They did like the honorary, like carrying her down the hallway walk, and the nurses just all stand there. And I'm literally sobbing because I just can't imagine the pain of parents, because they were going to walk her into the room where they put her in. I don't know, that cold refrigerated room. I don't know where they were going to put her.
Like the, what it's called either.
I don't know what it's called, but you guys, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they just put them in that room. So they were walking them there. And I'm just like, I was just bawling my eyes out because they stood at the door and the mom was holding her and she was handing her off to her dad so that he could say goodbye. And it broke my heart. And then in 2 minutes, I have to wipe my tears and like watch the next TikTok. Not that I have to, but it's like almost in our nature now to like, okay, what's next? And then it could be something hilarious and your body will laugh.
That's not even what like sticks out to me. Abraham.
That's so scary.
It's not even what sticks out to me. It's just the fact that we're at a point now where things like that are being shared.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine in 1990s, like some parents going through all of this and like recording, like not that the parents were the ones like holding the phone or anything, but just the idea of someone recording this and then I'm assuming it was the parents' account, like the parents posting it and sharing that video. I mean, and I don't know, right? Like maybe it was to raise awareness for something. Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe it was a page where that it was a child's page that had a lot of followers and they were trying to, I don't know. But I personally cannot imagine sharing that much of a private moment on social media. Like that the scenes you're describing to me are just, it's wild, but it's become so normalized. And I'm not judging. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, more power to you. I just personally can't imagine sharing those moments with the world.
No, me either.
I think I had that same realization when Ukraine got invaded. And like, bro, we're literally watching war like real time.
Right.
And it's like, we've never seen like this at a war. It's just like crazy.
Because that was before, obviously, what's happening in Palestine.
Yeah.
So it was Ukraine first. And then you get to see everything. And not only is it horrifying to see it and know, I guess in some aspect, it's good because now it's in our face how real it is that we are privileged to be living in a country like this, where we don't have to worry about any of that, while there are people on the other side of the world that are being killed. Yeah. So I understand that. And I think this is something where it's important to understand like how important journalists are, and like they are the ones that help us get all this information. Yeah. But now we get to see it, right? But then like we go back to what you're saying, and I remember, think of like the most horrific thing that's happened in your life, or like the last time you lost someone. Bro, I couldn't even post when my grandma passed away because I was like, there's no point in sharing this. Like there's literally no point in sharing this because people are going to feel sorry for me and I feel sorry for me. So why, like that's enough. Like that's enough for me. I don't need that. And it's almost like, I don't know. It's almost, I don't know. It takes away a little bit of the sacredness of it to it. And you were mentioning like if it were back in the day, if you would have thought of like people in the I don't know, early 1900s. Obviously, they didn't have phones, but announcing something like that, I think that people nowadays, including ourselves, are so obsessed with keeping memories of things.
I mean, honestly, it could be for a million different reasons, and like I said, it's valid, and they obviously knew they were being recorded, and I'm sure obviously knew it was getting posted. It's just, you obviously can't help but compare yourself in those situations. I'm just like, I would never. I just would never.
No.
But that's because I personally don't think I would get something out of posting it. Like, I don't think there's any amount of viewage, again, unless I was like, there was a campaign to raise funds or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know, even then, you can post a lot of video. Like you could have posted a montage of the child's photos and like put a caption that said, unfortunately on this date, this time she passed away, and that was it. But it's to share that private moment through video that I'm like, oh, wow, that's just someone I think who just does things completely different than I would do it. But it's a different age.
And you already go through it one time. Having video footage just makes you go through it again. I just could not.
Yeah. And to your point, like, we're so, I think, concentrated on holding on to memories. It's kind of a good and a bad thing, because you probably shouldn't be able to go back to that specific memory and like relive it over and over. Like, that's something you probably should be letting go of. But because you're able to document it and like keep it forever, I don't know, maybe it stops you from healing because you keep seeing the literal video of that moment. Like, you relive it. And I'm like, I don't think that we should be reliving those awful moments.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's the downfalls of the age of technology, because it's almost inhumane, the things that we're able to do through social media. And because of exactly what you're saying, and because of what I was saying, 1 minute I'm crying and the next minute I can be laughing at something. And the next minute I'm looking at how many people have been dying in Palestine. And the next minute I see the war in Ukraine. Like, that is so inhumane, and it just feels so wrong.
And then you watch them sped up, which means you're consuming like twice the amount of videos as Abraham and I.
Flying through information.
All right, and let's move on, y'all, because that was
downloading it like Ultron.
Huh?
You know what Ultron is?
She doesn't watch movies, remember?
Oh,
and I do, so
loser.
yes, I do know who you're talking about.
You're a loser. Freaking A.
This is Ultron,
Bro, you know
Ultron was a great character.
bro. Yeah, he was right, man. We're messed up.
It was great.
we've been messed
So
up.
was Thanos.
No, you're dumb. Stop.
You know who Thanos is?
Yes, I do, but I didn't watch the movie.
I'm not
me
going to
now.
judge you for it. I mean, I don't regret
I'm
watching
gonna
them,
judge you
but
for it.
you're going to judge her for everything.
Yeah, literally anything. I'm judging you because you're wearing a heated up, scary guy on your face. He looks like
Looks like you.
you're dumb. Anyway, okay. This is actually a question that I'm going to ask both of you. I'm sure Abraham and I have discussed this in one way or another, but Veronica can start us off. I want to hear from both of you something that was like a defining moment in your childhood that either, really molded you into who you are now, or something along those lines. Something that you can share with us, that you want to share with us.
I thought of like 50 different things I could say because...
But you're like, in which direction do I want to take this today?
Literally, depending on what I'm going to say next is going to like completely define where the conversation goes. And I'm also just like, how deep do we want to get here? I mean, I'm an open book, but I'm just like, what's the vibe of like childhood trauma that we want to talk about? Like what are we feeling today? So
Abraham and I love to,
We love trauma.
we love drama.
I've never seen Abraham smile more than he's like, we love trauma.
He
Comes alive.
King Sabotage. And we've been going back and forth on whether or not we want to have like a tell all, expose everyone a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And the only
We
reason
should.
we haven't is because I'm just like, I just don't want to go down that route on this podcast, although we can. And since Vicky is taking a little break, it's like
This is
our
chance.
chance to expose everybody who's watching.
You mean like expose as in like you would still bleep out the names, but that wouldn't really do much because like it's out there and everyone's going to know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But we can't
that's a
get
tough
sued.
one for you guys.
What did you say?
But we can't get sued.
Yeah, we can't get
So you can
sued.
say no names.
And we also didn't defame anyone. We didn't say
They're
that.
all facts on facts.
Yeah, and I got the receipts too, brother. Not my actual brother. Pobrecito. It's not him.
Okay, you at home watching this?
What did I do now?
No, but that being said, that's kind of like along the lines.
So I thought of like a not so traumatic thing, I guess.
No me digas.
But I kind of got stuck on the part where you said like it was a defining moment. Didn't necessarily have to be good, didn't have to be bad, but like you can just tell like a lot of change came from it. And believe it or not, I really thought that deciding to dorm those 2 years at Benedictine was like such a life changer for me because it was the first time I was not living at home. And it was the first time I feel like I was ever truly able to be by myself. And I just feel like so much came out of that. And I think people underestimate.
I came out of that.
Yeah, you came out of that. But I would have gotten you dorm or no dorm.
True.
But you came out of that. But I just think that having the time to yourself where you're not with your parents, you're not with a significant other, you're just on your own.
You're also not with siblings.
You're not with siblings either.
And you have a bunch.
Yeah. And I just think that
3.
It lets you honestly breathe and think for the first time in your life. And I look back to that like first year dorming and I'm just like, oh my God, like I got so much out of that. Like I was completely on my own. And I mean, you and I have talked about this, but aside from taking time to be by yourself and not in a relationship, that's something in and of itself. I think living by yourself and not having to accommodate to anyone. And that's like to me at the time was groundbreaking where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to accommodate to anyone. So like I can go to bed right now if I want. I could not go to bed right now. Oh my God, the world's my oyster. Like, what am I doing? It was wild. And I think it was like the first step in really like standing up for myself because then I think going back home, it was like I'm not going to go to bed because you're telling me to go to bed. Like I have found out that I'm perfectly capable of figuring out when I'm going to go to sleep and when I'm going to wake up. And I don't think I would have got to that like point in my life. I don't think my personality would have started changing in that way had I not been given that opportunity to myself to dorm.
From me to me.
From me
Thank
to me.
you, period. Next.
I deserved it. So that was my like, I feel like it was a defining moment for me that if I look back, if I look at where I'm at right now and the things that I've learned right now, a lot of it stems from
it's a result.
Starting with that very first step of like standing up for myself and saying like, I'm going to dorm. Like I'm going to dorm. Cause in my family, I'm the only person in my family to have dormed at a college because it was like a no-no. Like
I could say more about that, but
right. That's why I said this conversation can go a million ways. But it was, I think, the first time that I was just like, you know what, this is scary, but like, I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna dorm.
Well, it's two things. Like you were forced to learn to trust yourself. It's almost what we talk about with me and with Roy. So we have this conversation all the time, me and Veronica, because I think sometimes we're a little bit hard on, Roy and
my boyfriend.
Yes. And I'm hard on myself too, just because with Roy and my own upbringing, we trusted like our parents with everything. And we just trusted them with everything. We always felt that they knew best. And they pretty much did.
Yeah.
It turned out well for us. But it's frustrating for people like Randy, who's like dealing with me, and frustrating for people like Veronica, who are very independent human beings. You know, I mean, yours started in 2017, but if like to me, it felt like I feel like you've been like this your whole life, and it all happens because we didn't have like that experience. Like we were both still living at home.
Yeah,
our life was a little more facilitated, and you had the option to stay home. You just chose not to.
Yeah.
And you were forced to start trusting yourself. Yeah. Like your decisions.
That's actually really interesting. I think you're completely right. I think if you and Roy had, even for, even 6 months, half a year, let's say, just been on your own, like you do learn to trust yourself because you kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I also just think that it teaches you that like you're going to make wrong decisions and you're not going to die. Like you're fine. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like I probably should not have pulled that all-nighter just because I could.
I might
and
die.
Then you learn, you know, but that's actually a really interesting point.
You learned to trust yourself, and you didn't have any roommates.
And I didn't have any roommates.
She got super lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, because normally you have to pay for like your own room.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, my roommate, like, I don't know if I was even assigned one and she didn't like end up enrolling, or I just didn't get assigned one from like the get-go. But I think that was just also meant to be, that like I just was given my own privacy, and it was my life for the first time in my life.
Yeah. And it was pretty cool. And also, I feel like you didn't take advantage of that opportunity to go crazy.
No.
Which was very defining for you.
Yeah, because I wasn't like craving craziness at that time.
You
I was
weren't
just craving like
yeah.
autonomy. Like I just wanted to make my own choices and to know what that felt like without having someone like over your shoulder, like telling you what to do. And that's, like I've said, like that's just so wild. If you come from parents who tell you what to do and are very like over your shoulder, that first time you experience not having that, it's eye-opening.
And it's just, I don't know. And you know this a little bit more, Abraham, because you know me. My parents are very much the same. They're very over your shoulder. They're very like just on me. But the difference is that for me, it was more convenient if I was going to focus on studying to stay in a place where I felt safe and where I felt happy and where they gave me a place where I knew getting home I could chill and study and I wouldn't have to worry about I'm somebody that worries about everyone's feelings, right? Just by nature. No one told me to, but I do. But that wasn't my parents' fault. So I still had like a safe place at home. I had no reason to leave. Your situation is very different. So if anything, like I don't think you would have been able to concentrate in school at all, because a lot of people around you, and we can cut this out if you want me to, but they made their problems yours.
Yeah, it was. And I knew it, even at that point in my life, I knew I would be better off and I would thrive much more on my own than at home. And I knew that. But I think that it just comes down to trust, because you had the same type of parents that I did, very involved, but you listened because I think at the core of it all, you trusted them. Yeah. Like there was never a time in your head, I feel like, where you were like, I know that that's not what's best for me, but I'm going to listen to them anyways. Like, you know that your parents have, I think for the most part, like they've told you like, hey, do this, don't do this, because it's for the best for you. Yeah. I was just like, that's not what's best for me. Like, I know that's what you want me to do because of X, Y, and Z for you, but that's not what's best for me. And I just wasn't in a household that like respected, oh, well, if you think that that's not what's best for you, you don't have to like, no, it was, you're in this household. You have to listen to what we're telling you to do. And I'm just like, well, if I was dorming, I wouldn't be in this household, now would I? No,
literally. And and obviously, Abraham, you didn't have any dorming experiences, but you're also a guy. Mm-hmm. And I remember Eric mentioned in the episode that he was in that you guys pretty much were able to do whatever you wanted because you were guys. But do you think that you can relate to anything that we're talking about?
No.
You're so annoying. Why?
You didn't have like those kind of over the shoulder parents?
Like my mom was there, but like she was never like, I mean, she had to work to like provide for us. So we pretty much did whatever we wanted.
Damn.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. I genuinely cannot imagine.
Yeah, like I would go outside and sometimes she wouldn't even know where I was. And yeah. As long as I was home before she got there, then she wouldn't even know.
Wow, what a life. what a life.
And she also got lucky with you though, because you weren't out there doing hoodlum things.
I was a good kid.
Yeah, you genuinely were. For the most part. I don't know about now. You're a weird man, but good kid.
What the heck?
At a certain point, there was a turn. And,
yeah, maybe dorming at a college would have helped, but we won't never know.
And do you still live at home, Abraham?
No, home lives with him. Yeah. I feel is pretty much how
home lives with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's like turned like they live together, but the responsibility has shifted.
Mm-hmm. So she lives with us.
She lives with
my
them.
mind's like trying to wrap around, like even trying to picture what that would feel
because
like.
At one point,
you know, like
for you,
for me, like I can't imagine like if home lived with me, like what? Like my mind just tried putting myself in that like alternate reality, and I think it self-combusted.
No, it's because
it's nice because now you make the rules.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you're living under my roof.
Yeah, basically.
My rules.
But your mom's chill.
I want you home before sundown.
The other day.
You had an incident the other day?
Well, yeah, because like it's me, my sister, and my brother. We live, and then my mom had moved away, and then she came back, and then she goes to the church, and she didn't tell us, but she volunteered at like our house for like a class session or whatever. And I was like, when no one was saying anything, but like she pretty much just texted like, oh, this day we're gonna have people over. And I was like, well, I was like, you can't just decide it on your own, because like you don't, like she lives downstairs,
right?
So like that's where her area is, and like she's like moving like all the kids, or they have to plan something to do now because like there's so many people in the house, and then she's like, be quiet and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people.
So like you can't just decide like without asking us, you know, like we're the ones who are in that area mostly.
Yeah, so literally picture this. It's literally the way that your 3 cousins have moved out. Mm-hmm. It's like if your Tia moved in with them.
Yeah, and I just feel like off the top of my head, I'm like, damn, that must be so hard, because I think it is so hard for parents to make that realization that they're no longer in charge.
Yeah.
And I get it, because you're in charge of these human beings for, if you want to be technical, 18 years. That if you've been telling this person for 18 years sort of what to do, or taking charge, or, you know, making these unanimous decisions, it's hard to all of a sudden be like, I am no longer in charge. And now like I will be the one to ask for, not permission, but to your point, right? Like it's simple things of like any other person, if it had been the sibling, would know like, I got to let my siblings know. But parents are not programmed to think like, I got to let my kid know what I want to do. They just do it.
And now they have to discuss amongst everyone and call a meeting.
But now we get to do the grounding.
Yeah.
Dame el teléfono, no TV, no phone for
no
you.
Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi for you.
Okay, you see, I could not. You guys are funny. I could not do that to my parents.
Crazy.
No, I also feel like
your dad no TV.
I mean, you could do it. You just don't have to say it, right? Like go disconnect the internet. I don't know what happened.
That is so evil.
I don't know what happened.
It's down.
But
right
if you
now.
ask me, it's not coincidence.
You guys are so funny. I could never do that. I also think that even though it would be my life's greatest joy to one day live with my parents again, I would never do that to them, because they, like, my dad is a man who loves with all of his heart his privacy in every sense of the word. Like he's probably having the time of his life, knowing that he can leave his house his room for the first time in 27 years in his underwear and just walk downstairs and, you know, grab a cup of coffee and then go back upstairs if he wants to. But no, he can stay in his underwear downstairs. He can do whatever he wants. And like, he doesn't have to worry about his daughter, you know, walking around the house. And then I feel like me bringing, even if I got like the most amazing home where they fit, I would be stripping them of what you're saying. Like I would be putting them in a house where they kind of have to feel like they have to respect a little bit of my rules. And I just could not do that to them.
Yeah, I think it could work. I mean, clearly it works for Abraham because he's doing it.
Yeah.
If not, this would be a podcast about how he's no longer doing it. But I think it could work. I just think that it has to be like the right people, like the right, not just like obviously you as their daughter, but like the right husband, like the right, how do you say it? Like,
significant other, spouse.
Yeah. Like
roommates,
son-in-law. There you go. That's the word.
Oh, that's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, like it's not just about like the right, you know, daughter and mother and father. It's also about the right son-in-law, because that I think everyone, like the personalities just kind of have to be kind of right. And then I also just think that it has to work. In order for it to work, everyone needs to kind of speak up and say like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, and some people aren't like that. Some people will hold it in and then be miserable living with X person. I don't know.
I just know that I'm too controlling. So my parents don't deserve that, you know, although I wish. And also I want you guys to know, and I hope you guys get to see this dynamic soon. My mom and dad and me and Randy are like all twins. My mom and Randy are the same person. And me and my dad are like, it's almost second nature. We're on our, like, if we're ever in the car together or just doing anything, just the four of us, and my mom says one thing that's triggering, my dad and I will both be like the same thing, or the other way around. If like I say something out of pocket, my mom and Randy are both like, why'd you have to do that? And like my dad will just be like, but like, it's always divided. But there's always
balanced.
Yes, it's balanced. But there's this one line that no one ever crosses. Like my dad will never say anything to Randy, and Randy will never say anything to my dad. But like everybody
Why
else,
does that make sense to me,
it's a free for all.
The math is mathing on that one. I get it.
And it's just quite hilarious because like, I don't know. And then Randy and my mom are also the most emotional ones, but they're also, I don't know. You know what? It's just a weird dynamic. It's a weird dynamic, and I hope you guys see it one day. And I think because of the dynamic, it would work out for us to live together. But I don't know.
I also think that, you have the perspective of it's your parents, right? In this scenario. And I'm thinking of it from my point of view. And for me, it would be like my boyfriend's parents. And I'm just like, you right now were like, oh no, like I couldn't do it. Like I'm too controlling. And I'm just like, I feel like I couldn't do it only because I'm so controlling, but I would hold everything back. Right. Because I mean, I know I'm a very specific gal, but like my boyfriend has signed on for this. And I like told him, I'm like, this was in the contract, what your subscription included. And like, he's so willing to do things my way because he knows I'm more particular about things. Yeah. But like if his parents were ever living with us, the things that would drive me insane, like I would not tell his mom, like, can you not like use that rag for that thing? Like I like to keep that one clean. Or like if his dad did something, I'm like, you used that? I was saving that for something. Like those are the thoughts that I would hold in. I wouldn't say anything. Like I'd come in and be like, okay, well, I'm going to move on to the next thing. And I just feel like at a certain point, I'd be like, I can't live like this anymore. The cups are not where they belong. And, I ran out of this and like no one said anything about this. And I'm just that person, unfortunately, right now. I'm working on it because I don't want to be that person who like loses her marbles because the cups are not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, you need to relax, girl.
I do, but I'm also working on like speaking up because I also think that there are valid moments where it's like, hey, if you don't like something, like you can say to them like, I would prefer like if you didn't like put that there just because, I don't want it to break. But I haven't quite found that middle ground, so I'm just quiet for now.
Yeah, but once you have your space, like you'll turn into my dad and just like respect it and want it so bad. I don't think you're gonna what's the word? Jeopardize it? That's not give it up.
Yeah,
hinder it.
I agree. I just think that I'm someone who does value like doing things my own way, and like I don't like again if a guest was over, if someone was staying with me for a couple of months. And they like did things their own way, I really would be okay with it. I'd be like, that's not how I like that. But they're only here for a couple months. It's no big deal. It's the thought of someone like permanently living with you that I'm like, is this my life for like ever?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham seems like
everyone just
chill.
Like does their own thing.
Yeah, you're all really nonchalant.
Yeah.
Do you guys eat each other's food?
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Do you guys call dibs and like people don't respect dibs?
No, well, I have my own fridge, but like me and my brother and my sister will fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, who specifically? Who cheats at who? Like who takes whose things?
They don't take everybody's stuff.
Yeah, you see, but it's because he's the youngest one, and y'all let him. I would just kick him out.
The young ones need to learn, Abraham. No. Sometimes I'm just like, how do you not like think to say like, hey, did anyone want the last slice of this? Like. Just out of courtesy. Yeah. And then sometimes they're just animals. And I'm like, where was this? We had a whole pan of this. And it's like, oh, I finished like the last half of it. And I'm like, dude.
No, that would piss me off. Like that would make me so angry. And it's not about being a muerto de hambre. Like unless you have siblings, you don't understand. It's just, I will punch you in the face and I'll complain about it. I realize that I have striked my entire life cleaning and helping my mom clean because now that I lived with her for the last 2.5 years, maybe 3 years without Julio, I realized like I turned into like the housemaid, but it was by choice. I started cleaning, I started cooking, and I was like, what happened to me? It wasn't like just like a flip. It wasn't just because I became perfect one day. No, it's because my entire life, every time my mom would tell me, help me with the dishes. No, I was very rebellious against it, but it wasn't because I didn't want to help her. It was because it was always me and never Julio. So I was like, no, if you're not going to ask Julio to help you, I'm not going to help you either. And then she'd be like, whatever. And I would end up helping here and there. But it was never the way that you grew up, where it was like, you're going to do the dishes because te toca, and then he's going to do the dishes porque le toca, and you guys take turns. No.
Well, that was with my cousins. Like my cousins, because I lived with my aunt, as you know, but they don't know. But I lived with my aunt for 3 years. It was 3 years. And my aunt was like, I'll cook for all of you, but I don't want to do dishes. So the price for you guys having wonderful meals is you guys do dishes. And it was me and 3 cousins. So it was nice because every like 4 days I had to do the dishes. was a good system. But at home, it was like similar where it's just so crazy how culturally there are just things that women do. And then there are things that men do. And I know like at home with my parents, me and my sister would do the dishes. My brother would never have to do the dishes. He'd take out the trash. And I remember like I got so mad one day and I told my dad, I'm like, why doesn't he have to do the dishes? And he's like, because, I give him like, heavier things to lift, heavy duty things. And I was like, put me on the list for the heavy duty things, my man. Like I will gladly take out the trash if that's the heavy duty stuff. And it was things like this that I'm just like, make it make sense, because
it was a bunch of BS.
I can guarantee you, even though he's a male, he can grab a sponge and clean a dish, and I promise you nothing's gonna break.
And my mom was that type of person too, to be like, él es hombre, and I'd be like, okay, and I'm not gonna do the dishes. So I really rebelled against it. But once he moved out, bro, I became the housemaid, and I was proud of it, because I will take care of my parents every day. But Julio, you can clean your own caca. My mom was just too nice.
Yeah,
that's what Roy needed.
Yeah, that's what we're working on it. Hi, honey, love you. We're working on it. But I do try to keep in mind, and it's true, right? Like, it's not an excuse for these guys who were allowed to not do these things. And like, I think of like literally, I think of Roy, and there was a moment where I think I did like, it was a little rude, and I was just like, how do you not know how to do this? And he just kind of looked at me like, it's my first time doing this. Like, can you maybe like show me or like cut me a little bit of slack? And I was like, dang, you know what? I'm going to give him props. Like, he has shown me how to do a lot of things, and he has always been so patient with me. And the times that I felt like embarrassed or like worried that I looked dumb, he was like, no, you're doing great. Like, keep it up. And I'm over here like, how do you not know how to do this?
No, I'm sorry, but I have to just like call him out for a second, because he's had to show you how to play pickleball. You have to show him how to wash his clothes. Please. Please.
But to my point though, no. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you.
I'm sorry, Roy. I love you.
We love you, Roy, but like, step it up, buddy. No, but to your point though, like I get what you're saying, but at the core of it, if you take away what you're talking about, which is like playing pickleball and let's say learning how to do your clothes, him and I'd start off with the same amount of knowledge, which is we don't know what we're doing. And him and I start off feeling the same way, which is like maybe nervous, like maybe like worried that we're going to mess something up. And for me, at least I knew like, oh, like I'm playing a sport and I feel dumb. Like I'm going to miss the ball. That's my consequence, right? Like I missed the ball and I look dumb. For him, it's like, oh my God, I can ruin all of my clothes right now if I don't do this right. And I have this ogre of a woman standing over me, yelling at me, telling me that I should know how to do this.
When my mom was in the other room and she could do it like she always has.
And it's those moments where I have to remind myself to like step away from the judgment of like, you should know how to do this. Because at this point, that's a fact. I already know that. He should know how to do some of these things. But me knowing that and holding that judgment over him while he's learning to do it does none of us any good. Yeah. But make him like probably not want to learn new things. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, why don't we make this exciting for you to learn basic human things that you need to be doing?
That's so funny.
I'm also just like, you know what? I've shown you a couple times, like you're good. You're good to go. And if you do mess up your clothes, like, sorry, but if you would have started this at 13 like I did and like shrunk your clothes like I did at 13, which, I've ruined clothes before, but that's because that's what happens when you learn something new.
It's just the process.
It's part of the process. It just sucks now, obviously, as an adult, because your wallet hurts more, but that ain't my fault. Like, you're going to have to go through the process like we all did.
And it's all jokes too, because I only make fun of Roy just because we had very similar upbringings where like our parents were just like very much involved and they didn't make us do much. So I can talk crap on him because most of the time I was in the same exact boat. But it happens even to the most independent people like Mario. Because I remember when Mario and Vicky got married, bro, just men and women do things differently, and we'll probably end on this. Mario has always washed clothes, and Randy too. I experienced this with my husband. They just throw everything. Like, they don't separate the colors. They don't separate the whites, nothing. And Mario ruined a pair of Vicky's like favorite linen white pants because he threw in a red shirt in the laundry load, and the pants turned pink. And the problem with Mario is he's so stubborn that he was like, it's not my fault. I just threw it in with the red shirt. That's what you did wrong. He's like, I always do that.
Like the washing machine's at fault.
No, bro, he swore like, and it was bad detergent.
To this day, he does not accept that he just didn't separate the clothes like he should have. He is so prideful for that.
No, I have no way of viewing pridefulness in like, well, if you strip it, no, don't be prideful. Okay, like if you messed up, you messed up. Yeah. Regardless of pickleball or clothes, like you messed up. Don't do that. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, but it's all jokes here, you guys.
It's all jokes. We love them dearly.
Especially because Mario and Roy have a lot in common too.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have.
They do have common. Yes, they do. They all find something to talk about, which is good because it works in our favor.
Yeah, and at the core of it, like it would be worse if we were dealing with guys who were like, "That's not my job." Like if Mario or Roy were like, "I'm not doing laundry. That's your job as a woman." Like that. That's like an unfixable.
Well, we wouldn't have been with them. Like we would not.
No.
Just mesh with them if that were the case.
No, but you know what? Sometimes you can't tell. Like sometimes I think there are guys who are nice as just friends and maybe even nice dating, but then become husbands.
Yeah.
And there are those unspoken like expectations that they had, and then you find out, oh my God, I married a man who thinks that it's my responsibility to do A through Z because that's what he experienced at home.
Yeah.
And Roy's parents have a dynamic that parts of it I like and I want to incorporate in my relationship with him. But then there are parts where I will take the time to tell him, like, we will not be doing that. I will not be participating in that. And I'm telling you now because you've seen this and this is your normal. It's not my normal and I don't want it to be. Don't expect it.
Yeah. And even the things that you learned, you're like not doing.
Right.
I agree. I feel the same way about my household. But that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important to do some sort of premarital counseling if you can afford it. I know it's a luxury because it just truly is. If you're not good at having conversations like these or you feel like they're not important, there's nothing better than a therapist bringing them to the table in a non-hostile way. And if you think it's going to become hostile by you bringing it up, then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship to begin with. But I think that like even the healthiest relationships in our age where we've done so well in learning how to communicate, we still have figured out that Randy and I learned so much about each other, and we talked about all the cards were on the table during premarital counseling, and we only did it for like 6 weeks. We didn't do the full program because we didn't feel like we needed to, and it was very helpful.
How long was the full program?
Like 10 weeks.
Dang. Yeah. I want the full program.
No, and it was expensive too for no reason, and insurance doesn't really cover that. So we were just like, we probably shouldn't do the entire thing. And if we could cut it short, we did. But we read the entire book, which was based on the full program. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And do you guys have any other pointers to make before we scoot on out?
No,
I had fun. This was fun. Thanks, guys. Took you long enough, but this was fun.
Now we have to like.
Julisa's fault.
We cannot just bring the best. What is it? Star co-host, inviter. How do you call it? Guest?
What?
Guest. Bro, I can't talk. My brain is fried. There's a lot of people texting me right now. Leave me alone. We cannot just bring the best guest on the first episode.
This is why she's my best friend.
Yeah. And
she knows how to treat me.
Who?
Eric.
You're annoying.
Eric wishes.
Stop blowing up his ego.
I saw Eric's episode and I was like, that's what I have to. Oh, I got this.
That's my homie.
She didn't even finish watching the full episode with Eric.
No.
Because she don't find him interesting.
Yeah,
Step it up, Eric.
Damn.
I told Roy, I was like, it took them long enough, but I'm sure this is like probably like a 100th episode, like
and
special event.
And it wasn't even Julissa's idea. It was my idea.
To have Eric?
To have you.
Oh, because I don't ever want to step on your toes.
I know you don't.
She knows that.
I know that.
I don't like forcing my friends to do
welcome,
things.
Little.
What? Be quiet.
Veronica.
Veronica.
Yvette.
Oh, well, we didn't need to add that. Cut that out.
What's her name?
His is Pedro.
Oh my gosh.
First name, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Pedro Abraham.
Pedro is his first name.
I understand why you go by Abraham.
And on that note,
That's my dad's name.
Wow.
Mattel.
You're
wow.
not a Pedro though.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, any social media platform, Instagram, probably Google. You can email us at usuallybestofriends. Okay, so
call us.
Thank you for coming on our show.
Yes,
Thank you for having me.
And you need to come back.
Yes.
And we'll get deeper than deep.
Yes.
But I will forewarn you.
Cry.
That's what I was about to say. Like Abraham cannot handle tears. That's the only reason why I didn't get deep today.
What do you mean he can't handle tears? Like
he tenses up. He shuts down.
I don't know what to do.
Like he doesn't know.
interesting.
He doesn't know what to do with our feelings.
You
So,
don't know how to sit in the feelings, Abraham. We'll cover that.
Like
in the next.
if we start crying, he doesn't know how to help us.
I just leave.
He shuts down and just like. So yeah,
We can have a whole therapy session with Abraham. So why are you scared of feelings, Abraham? Where did this stem from? Listen, at this point, I've been in therapy for like God knows how many years. Like
She could take these jobs, bro.
She's a therapist.
I can do it, man. I can do it.
But yeah, guys.
Anyways.
Thank you, Veronica. Thanks, Abraham, for inviting my best friend, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye.